Hi, Rose Talitha here. Welcome to the channel. If you like it, please subscribe. Okay, we're going to talk about gaslighting today. Gaslighting is a very popular term. You hear it all the time. Someone might say every other sentence, "Oh, you're gaslighting me." Well, the dictionary definition is when someone, a manipulative person, wants their victim to question their own reality and sanity. They're going to do all kinds of things to control and isolate the person. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over what they say, what they do, and what you can do about it. So in general, if someone was to ask, well, what kind of a person would do something like this? Well, someone who has sociopathic tendencies, psychopathic tendencies, they're a narcissist over around, they're creating a two-way cult. They are the cult leader, you are the victim. This is their version of brainwashing. Okay, so they're going to start off very gradually, and they're looking for someone that they sense has issues with depression, self-esteem, and or they're very empathetic and giving. They sense that this, very giving and loving person will have issues with boundaries and all. So they may start off in a very nice and hunky-dory way. They'll say, you are a wonderful person, everyone loves you, I can tell you care so much about people, and you'll feel great and you'll agree with this. Then very, very gradually they'll start eroding your self-esteem by making up a blatant lie. They'll say, you know what? You don't really pay attention to me. In fact, I don't think you care about me at all. And you'll find yourself feeling shocked. And you'll think, well, this has to be true. Because if the first thing was true, why wouldn't this be true? And they're very, very gradually trying to cut off your resources. They'll make it sound like they have, and maybe they really did do it, that they contacted your friends and family and told them that there's something wrong with you. They'll say, you know what, I think you're deeply disturbed, or I think you really need help. And everyone around me, hey, all our friends, they agree with me. So now you're going to be too afraid to go to them. You're worried that they're going to think you're crazy and then this person is right. You could also catch them in the act doing something and they'll act like you're hallucinating. So let's say hypothetically, you're in the grocery store with the gaslighter. You see them steal some oranges. They put the oranges in their bag and you may not say anything at the time. You're just standing there. You're shocked. So when you get there, when you get home, you ask, why did you take those oranges? And they'll say, no, I didn't do that. I didn't take any oranges. No, you imagine the whole thing. And you say, yes, you took the oranges. I saw you. You could go as far as opening their bag and showing them the oranges. And they'll say, well, they were here this whole time and you just accused me of stealing? Why would you do something like that? How could you say that to me? And they'll act pretty traumatized. And then you were just gaslighted by them and they convince you that you should apologize. So you apologize to someone that just gaslighted you and you're shocked because it seems very true and very right at that moment. Now, I know someone who she was going out with someone and she was chronically being gaslighted by this person. She wasn't completely under their control, so she was aware in that sense, and she was holding on to her humor. So she says, hey, do you know what the definition of gaslighting is? So she said he was just staring at her. She says, okay, I'm going to take this pen. I'm going to put it in my bag. And after I do that, you're going to say, you don't have a pen. I don't know what you're talking about it. So she said he basically was just staring at her and he didn't say much. But then later he just started picking random fights, completely random fights, a lot of yelling and screaming. And if you were to ask him, well, what are you yelling and screaming about? He didn't really have an answer for that. He was basically caught in the act. Okay, so how do you feel when you're not around them? Okay, so that's something to think about. When you leave your house, if you're living with them, or if you're just far away, how are you feeling? Does it feel good? Does it feel like you're detoxing? Does it feel like before you had been unconscious in a brainwashed kind of way, and now you're coming to, like you're waking up? You could go back home and start writing out the dialogue. Write out what you said. Write out what they said. And then take a look. How does it look? Then you start talking to some, specific people. I don't want to necessarily say acquaintances, but just someone or some people that aren't biased, that don't really know you or this other person. So you could act like this is an academic experiment. It's something like, well, this was said by this person, and this was said by the other person. What are you thinking? What does this remind you of? I mean, how are you feeling in total? So if they're taking each sentence apart and going, whoa, this is a little off, there's something definitely, wrong. They could read a sentence that says, maybe you said something like, well, I think I'll go to the store and get some bread. And the sentence that they say is, you are an awful, hateful person. And another sentence could be, well, I think it's time for me to go now. I will see you tomorrow. And they could randomly say, well, why do you want to come tomorrow? What for? After what you did. You could ask them, well, specifically, what did I do? And then there's more yelling. So someone that may not even know you, who's not even biased, will say, okay, I don't exactly know what's going on. I'm not sure what these sentences are to you, but whatever is going on, you need to get out of there, very quickly. Okay, so that's that. Now, should you tell a gaslighter that they are a gaslighter? No. My recommendation is no. It's not going to go over very well. First off, strangely enough, despite how popular the word is, they may not know what it means. So they do something awful and you say, hey, you're a gaslighter. You just gaslighted me. They could stare, maybe not say anything. They know that the word isn't pleasant, so it's not going to be a receptive reaction. They can know what it means, and they will attempt to turn the tables. So in a very effective way, they'll say, you're the gaslighter. You just gaslighted me. So this is usually very effective. The victim may just stand there frozen, wondering how they managed to come up with it. Why did they say that? A very effective way to say to someone after, they say it is, well, I'm sorry that this is your reality, but I see things differently. That will shut them down. They're not going to be confused by it, but they're going to struggle a little bit more as to what to say, in that general sense. This is an awful and unfortunately ineffective way that they'll turn the tables. So they have like a lot of common catchphrase expressions. So some of them could be like, wow, you are really deeply disturbed. In fact, I definitely think you need help. Yes, you seriously need help. I think you're sick. You are sick in the head and you are so disturbed. I think I should send you to a psychiatrist. Yes, that would be the best thing for you if you saw someone because of your deeply disturbed psychiatric issues. They'll also start tampering with your memory. They'll say you have an extremely bad memory. You seem to be like overdoing, you're rewriting history. They'll say you're rewriting history. I don't know why you feel you have to do that, but that is not what happened. So they can take a situation that's actually true, and then implant little instances to their own device by way of what suits them. So maybe you went on a picnic. They agreed with the picnic and all, but everything else after the fact isn't true. They'll say, remember how we went on a picnic and all our friends joined us and we had such a great time? The picnic part, is true and all, but nobody came to join, either of you. So you'll kind of be frozen, and they'll say, what are you talking about? Angela was there, Steve was there, we were talking about the weather and everything that's upcoming and all. So this hasn't actually happened. You're tempted, you think, well, maybe I should call everyone so we can go over everything, but I don't know, the person is continue to convince you that you're crazy and it would be a waste of time, if you do it. So it's bad. They could also say, why are you reading too much into all of this? I just said something simple and you're acting like this is something huge. They could say, you're an idiot. I don't think you're very bright. Yeah, even if you did study, you probably got Fs on everything. I don't know how anybody can talk to you because you're not very bright. If you say, why did you say that? You just said, or at least implied, that I'm stupid. And then that's when they'll say, why are you reading so much into all of this? All I said was that you didn't study. Did you actually say that, did I actually say the word stupid? So you'll be frozen, you'll be upset, and you'll be struggling about what to say after that. So they can continue on a whole range of insults. Their reaction or what they're going to say after the fact, is, I was just playing with you. You don't have to get upset. Well, you are upset by what I said, but I didn't mean it like that. So I really can't control how you're going to react. I think this is a shame that I have to walk on eggshells around you, which is awful because they just insulted you. So maybe randomly they've decided that they are upset. They're upset over something that they're not going to put into words, but basically it's your fault that they're upset. And if you continue to ask, well, can you please tell me specifically what I did? You're going to get a lot of yelling and screaming that you should just automatically know. So then you'll find yourself, the victim will find themselves getting upset, and then the gaslighter is going to say, well, this is really on you. You managed to make yourself upset and you managed to make me upset. Okay? So overall, you don't want to be in a relationship where you're always apologizing and reality doesn't matter. Okay? So some things you can say is, okay, something simple like that. They say, you did this, you're this, just go, okay. You're not agreeing with them, but it's shutting down an argument that's going to get out of hand. You can also say, I'm not going to talk to you unless you become calm, until you're calmer. You could also say, I think I want to have more of a respectful conversation. I'm not going to continue unless we have a respectful conversation. You could also say, it's interesting how you see this, but I see it differently. And you can also add, okay, that's interesting, but we can agree to disagree. Okay. So at any time, if you feel that you're unsafe, okay, if you can't call anyone, there's nowhere to go, just dial 911. Just do your best to get out of the situation that you're in. So if you like this, please subscribe, and please leave in the comment section if you've experienced anything like this. Okay, bye.